Alright, ladies and gentlemen, another week and another episode of Survivor has passed us by. Let me tell you, this episode of Survivor did not have a whole lot of content, but the content that it did have was fantastic all the way throughout. The hour passed by like that. It was quick. It was a really quick episode of Survivor. Alright, so we open up on the Galong tribe, and it's really just Colton Cumbie, being kind of a sorry sort. That's not even a thing, is it? Kind of being a whiner and a complainer. He doesn't like that people aren't playing the game his way, and that's not how you play Survivor. You want to be sneaky, you want to adapt to your situation, outwit, outlast, outplay, not play the way you want to play and just do that, So you have to do it better than they're doing it, and he could not do it. And that would lead into the Redemption Island challenge. Now, before this challenge even begins, all hell breaks loose. Rachel was voted out last week. Rachel, Tyson's girlfriend. The ploy here was to get Tyson to switch out with Rachel. So the question is Tyson going to switch with Rachel and be a chivalrous boyfriend? But Rachel, biting the bullet, says, Tyson, stay on your tribe. You have a better chance of winning this game than I do. Stay on your tribe. I'll take care of what I gotta do. So that's the final thing. We got Rachel versus Marissa versus Candace. But before that even goes off, Colton starts to cry. And Colton doesn't like playing with the people who are on his team. So Colton starts deciding that he wants to quit this game. And as somebody who's never been on Survivor, it irritates me because, that's a spot that I could have seen a Hans come in and play. I think I like Caleb. I think Caleb is going to do fine in this game, and I think he might be one of the final five because he's so in the background, yet strategic. But it's just a shame. I liked Colton in his first season. I really liked the drama he brought in, and he was running the game really well until his injury. But now we find out that he is quitting, not for the first time, for a second time. Jeff totally backstabs him. And to be totally honest, this was the biggest blindside of the night, excluding future factors. But this was the biggest blindside. I thought Colton was just medevaced out of the game. But Jeff Probst, when he doesn't like you, you will never see this game again. You're done. And I'm not even sure if he'll be invited to the finale, or he might, but he won't get to say a whole lot. Colton Cumbie lost a whole lot of respect out of the whole of the Survivor community. I really don't think he's very popular. If I am no longer a fan of his, I can only imagine what real hardcore Survivor fans are saying about him. I mean, I don't hate him. It's just not his game, but come on, that could have been Russell's spot. Russell versus Rupert again. Oh, that would have been amazing. Total good versus total evil. It would have been great. Anything, but it's just really irritating to see anybody quit Survivor, and not even because they're hurting, just because they don't want to be there. It's just, why'd show up? Why'd you show up? At least we get Caleb out of it. At least we have Caleb, so whatever. So Colton Cumbie quits. Jeff doesn't even let him throw his buff into the fire because he doesn't want Colton Cumbie's buff in the fire. He doesn't want to taint the fire. He doesn't want to give Colton the satisfaction of being eliminated from the game. He just wants him gone. He just wants him gone. He doesn't want any of his things contaminating or tainting the game, and that's good. Jeff Probst really gaining some respect out of me there. Okay, so Tyson is staying with his tribe. Colton has quit, and it's Rachel versus Marissa versus Candace. So you think it's about challenge time. No, it is not. Tyson is a little upset that Rachel is now voted out, and Marissa starts up. Marissa says, F you, Brad Culpepper. And Tyson also says, yeah, Mr. Culpepper, you're sitting over there smiling. And this I think it was a bad move. I think he should have held his tongue and been angry on the inside, because he's got Monica to worry about now. But Monica, she's got Kat and Colton as her alliance. So, Colton left, and Kat, even though she's a Team Ginger King member, she doesn't pull a whole lot of votes. Yet. I think Hayden's going to dominate, but yet. So I think Tyson should have kept his cool and kept calm, but he really lashed out at Brad Culpepper, and Marissa did too, saying, F you, sit down, shut up, and Brad Culpepper's lies are starting to be shown, not only to his alliance, but to the rest of his tribe and to the whole other tribe. And it's just something that I think is going to be the downfall of Brad. He's not playing too hard too fast. He's playing too tyrannically. We'll get to that later. So this challenge, I hate this challenge because this is the challenge that Russell Hantz was eliminated from Redemption Island the first time he was on Redemption Island, and he got eliminated from the game, I believe, by, what was his name? Blonde kid was super into the Bible, and he went all the way, and he came back just to get voted out by Rob, I think. Anyway, it was a season that Rob won, Boston Rob. So it's the Dominoes challenge, and they have to stack dominoes in a chart, kind of like a line-charted piece of wood. So they have to not only stack the dominoes, but they have to get the right dominoes in the right spots, and they have to evenly space them, and they can't trip over trip bars, which are on springs. And if the springs move, your whole platform moves, and it'll knock your dominoes over. So, obviously Candace gets first. She is a super stud. I don't know who this chick is. I don't remember her at all, but she is winning left and right. Is she going to be a clean sweep through this game? It's just going to be very, very interesting. So, yes, she gets first in the Dominoes challenge, so she gets another clue to the hidden immunity idol. Now it's down between Marissa and Rachel, and this is like a hair. Like, this episode has been entertaining all the way throughout already, but this is crazy. So they are like within split seconds of each other. Rachel pushes hers second, but she pushes hers harder, so it's moving faster. But Marissa pushes hers softer, but it had a head start. So they're like neck and neck. Rachel's just doesn't have enough gumption, or it stopped like halfway through for some odd reason, and Marissa gets second place. Rachel is eliminated from Survivor, and this really throws Tyson for a loop throughout the rest of this episode. So Marissa is still in. Team Ginger King is still intact. This is very, very good, but at what cost to Tyson, the other member of Team Ginger King? This is just, it's just nuts. This whole season is crazy. So Candace and Marissa are safe, Rachel is gone, and Tyson is very angry. So we're back at the Galong tribe. Tyson deals with Rachel's departure, and he's not taking it very well. And that's all I really got from the Galong tribe. That's all they really gave us in this episode. Brad comes back from his challenge on the Tadhana tribe, and he's questioning if he was a tyrant or if he's being a leader. And he kind of like has his tribe kind of talk to him about it. And he's like, am I being a tyrant or am I being a leader? And they really kind of give him half-assed answers. They're like, no, you're fine. And you can kind of get the point that Brad really tells people what to do, but in a nice way. But it's nice, but it's really condescending. And it's like, well, I'm the leader. You're going to do it this way because I know best. Trust me, I know you don't. Just do it my way. I know what that's like, and it's irritating, and I would love to see this guy get backstabbed. I would love it so much, because he thinks he's in control. I just want to see the hope fade from his eyes as he gets voted out one day, because I do think his time is coming. I think Hayden, Caleb, and Vitus are going to be the 3 survivors of this dying Tadhana tribe. And I think Sierra and Lisa, isn't it Lisa? I think it's Lisa. Sierra and Lisa are going to be really kind of, fodder if they lose so many times that they just have to get rid of people. That's who they're going to get rid of. I think Brad's time is coming. Okay, so John is looking for the idol throughout this episode. Can Brad trust John? Can John trust Brad? So we get a little Brad versus John here. And now we're going to the immunity challenge. It is, this is another really good part of this episode. Blood versus water. When I first heard of this concept, I thought, I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to like seeing these family members. They're crying all the time, but no. We get Vitus and Aras. Really, oh man, I can so relate to these two. Vitus, the screw-up older brother, who always constantly bullies the younger brother just because he's successful or smarter, whatever. In this position, I'm Aras. And it felt so good and I like the bad guys, but it felt so good seeing Aras win over Vitus, even when Vitus takes a cheap shot at him. That was great. Sierra and Lisa are very, very weak. I don't even know if that's Lisa. I don't even know her name. This is so bad. I think it's Lisa, Tina's daughter, whoever the hell that is. So, blonde chick. I think it's Lisa, though. Sierra and Lisa are weak, and Tyson gets injured. Team Ginger King is injured. He pops his shoulder, and he might have torn a ligament up there. And the doctor did say, though, that once the ligament heals, it could make it more maneuverable. So it's a good kind of a tear, which is a good thing. But I don't know. I'm a little nervous for Tyson at this point, because if he gets voted out, I don't know. I don't know how low. I mean, I think that they would get rid of Monica and maybe Kat before going against anybody else, or maybe even Jervis before going against Tyson. But I don't know. With this injury, it might put him in a bad spot. So Galong wins once again. And I really liked this challenge. I loved seeing Tadhana lose again because they got rid of Rachel. I mean, if they would have kept Rachel and Marissa, I think they would have cream crackered Tina and Laura M. So I think it was a very, very big mistake by voting out Marissa and Rachel, and it could have really changed this game. If you put Lisa and Sierra into the Redemption Island with Rupert and Candace, those two would have been gone. We'd still have Rupert and Candace. I think. That's what I really feel would... we'd still have Rupert is what I meant. And it would have been great. Those two weak women would have been gone. I mean, they don't really do anything, so hopefully maybe later in the season they kind of step up and do something, because right now they're just weak women who are being carried along, and it's just sad. It's sad. I want to see strong women win. The times of Shambo, when she would do whatever the hell she wanted to do. That was just great. Loved it. Okay, so yes, the immunity challenge. Galong wins, and Tadhana has to betray somebody tonight. It's got to be one of the girls is the easy answer, right? One of the girls. But if you look at this strategically, in Brad's mindset, he wants to get rid of John because Candace gave John the second clue to the immunity idol. So they think that John is going to find it, and that's going to make him a super strong person, and they don't want him to be too strong. So Brad's idea is to backstab John right away. Hayden, who was on Big Brother, part of a very, very successful Final Four deal, and winner of Big Brother, doesn't like this idea, and neither do I. I don't think your play is to get rid of John. I think the play is to get rid of Brad. To be totally honest, I'd get rid of the women. I really, really would. It forces it to be more of a mental challenge on the next challenges. And that seems to be the way to go at this point for this Tadhana tribe. But if it were me, and seeing as how Hayden is on Team Ginger King, I would have him say, let Brad and John fight it out. Me, Caleb, Vitas, we're just going to stick it out, and we're going to play both sides of both of them, and we're going to bring in the girls and see what they want. And then once Brad and John get rid of each other, we'll pick off the girls, and we'll make it to merge for sure. And then we'll figure out what to do from there. But right now, we just need to survive the sinking Titanic Tadhana ship that we are on, and that's what I would do. And that's what I do see happening if things work out well. With John gone, I think Hayden, Caleb, I think somebody might find the idol without the help of somebody from immunity, from the Redemption Island winnings, helpings. So, alright, so let's get to Tribal Council, even though I've already kind of spoiled it. Tribal Council, there was a lot of talk about mistrust, and anything you can say will get you eliminated, and the plan was to get rid of either John or Brad. And 1 vote goes Sierra's way, 3 votes go John's way, and John is eliminated from Survivor. The tribe has spoken. So next week proves to be a very entertaining episode. Once again, Survivor is kicking ass this year. Last year, I think I liked Big Brother a little more than Survivor. But this year, Survivor is kicking Big Brother's ass. It is great. Next week, we're going to see John versus his wife Candace versus Team Ginger King Marissa. So Team Ginger King Marissa, you got to fight it out. You got to get first place, and you got to give that immunity clue to somebody important. Please. Because I want to see John and Candace out of this game. I do think that they're really strong players, and for some of my Team Ginger King to survive, they have to go. So I'm hoping for a Marissa win next week, and I'm just really super excited. And Brad, that was the other clue for next week's TV show, is Brad is still romping around like he's the Lion King right now, and it's just not a good move for him. It is not a good move at all, but I think Hayden, Caleb, and Vetus are going to take advantage of that and use him as a meat shield, him and the women. And as much as Brad talks, I really think Hayden is kind of running the shots with Vetus and Caleb, especially Caleb. Vetus might think of his own little ways, but I think Hayden is more of a natural-born leader, one of the guys, where Brad Culpepper is a strong leader. And even as a guy, I don't want you to tell me what I'm going to be doing. I'll do what I want to do. I'll do what the group wants to do, but I'm not going to do what you want to do, Mr. Culpepper. That's what I would say, at least in the when I put his name on the thing to vote him out. But anyway, there you go. That's all there is. Not a whole lot of content, but a whole hell of a lot to talk about. I think this is my longest review of Survivor, and it was so good. I only wrote about a half page of notes. Only about a half page. There was not a lot of content. Oh, what a great episode of Survivor. I can't wait for next week. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Go ahead, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe for more of my Survivor awesomeness. And if you don't know, now you know. I review other stuff as well. You'll see that screen popping up right now with links to those playlists, and you can hear my recaps or reviews of TV shows that you might have wanted to try out, but you don't really know or have the time to figure out if they're going to be good or not. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Kings of Television review. Thank you for listening. I am Derek D. Ginger King. Checking out.